is our oldest zoo resident, and he is right now in his summer greenhouse, or his winter greenhouse. So we hang out down here during the winter to make sure our giant tortoises stay nice and warm during the cold weather. So this is where they are in the winter if you come and you can't find them. So you get a sneak peek of their winter habitat. Right now, Al is happily munching on some honeysuckle. Al is very excited for the beginning of spring. It means he gets some browse like honeysuckle, and it also means that pretty soon he'll get to move back up to his regular exhibit where you guys are used to seeing him. We don't want to move him too soon because even though it's been getting pretty warm some days, we want to make sure it stays nice and warm during the day and at night, because as you can imagine, it's a pretty big ordeal to move this guy. So we just want to make sure we do it once and we don't have to move him back in case there's a cold snap. So we want to make sure we're staying above 60s even at night for a couple weeks before we move him.
Someone asked how long Al's been at the zoo and how old he is.
Al came to the zoo in 1974. When he came to the zoo, he was already this big, a full-grown adult male. So honestly, we're not entirely sure exactly how old he is. We do know he is probably over 100 years old, though.
And can you talk about some of the other tortoises that live in the greenhouse with Al?
Yes. So right here we have another Aldabran tortoise. You can see there's quite a bit of size difference between this one and Al. This one is a juvenile. This is about 13 or 15 years old. This one did hatch here at the zoo, so we know exactly how old this one is, unlike Al. So you can see it's got a ways to go to catch up to Al.
And do we have any idea how much Al weighs?
We do. We have managed to get Al on a scale. He usually weighs about 525 pounds.
And what kind of things does Al like to eat? Can you talk a little bit about their diet?
Sure. They get a lot of hay and different types of lettuces. They also get some vegetables like sweet potato and things like that. In the summertime, they get a lot of browse, like what you see them getting right now. They really like honeysuckle and mulberry. They also get things like watermelons and treats like that, which are a big favorite of theirs.
And someone asked, how do we move such an animal?
Yes, it is pretty tricky. Al has been trained to go into a very, very large, specially made crate just for him. So he'll go in that crate, and then we either get a very large group of us to lift him into the bed of a truck, or we have used a forklift to carry that crate all the way up to herpetology, and then we open it in the exhibit and he walks out.
So can you talk a little bit about the temperature? We're standing in the greenhouse right now. Is there an ideal temperature for this? And Charlotte, you might not be able to see, but Charlotte and I might be sweating a little bit.
Yes, we have a temperature range for these guys. We have an alarm on the temperature down here, so if it ever drops below 70, we get an alert and we come down here and we make sure that they're okay and we make sure the temperature is warm enough. On a nice warm day like today might turn out to be, we might open the doors of the greenhouse to get a nice cross breeze because it is pretty warm outside today and it's probably in the 90s in here right now. It is pretty toasty.
And most of our reptiles would want warmer temperatures, right?
Exactly. Most of our reptiles need warmer temperatures. We do have a few that either through their they're either native species or through their natural habitats that they are used to getting colder in the winter. So there are a few of ours that we'll put in special areas where we can cool them down in the winter just because that's what's natural for them and it helps to ensure that they'll breed properly in the springtime. But right now everybody's warming up and waking back up from any hibernations they may have done, and hopefully these guys will be moving outside pretty soon.
And do we have any idea how long a tortoise like Al can live? Or is there any record of...
There's not an exact record just because these guys are so long-lived and they tend to outlive the scientists that study them and work with them. So it's definitely well known that these guys can live into their hundreds. We're not exactly sure if it's 200, 300. It's a pretty cool thing that there's still some things we don't even know.
And we'll walk over with you guys and just show you a couple of the other tortoises that call the greenhouse home this time of year. So Charlotte can tell us about, these are also Aldobrans, right?
These are. So here we have Tex. He's another adult male. You can see he's quite a bit smaller than Al. Al is just a very large male. And then these two here are also juveniles. They are siblings of the one we saw over there next to Al hanging out.
Oh, hello Tex. I'm trying to get... Oh.
So these guys are pretty friendly. As you can see, they really enjoy us coming around, giving them scratches, spending time with them. They are pretty social with us. They can recognize their keepers and they like to interact with us. They are very gentle even though they are so large, but you do want to make sure you watch your fingers when you're feeding them browse and things like that. And of course you always want to watch your toes because you do not want a 500-pound tortoise to step on you.
I can imagine. And you can see, and we could walk around, but it's a little tricky. You can see there are some other pens in the back. And what types of tortoises are back
We
there?
have some radiated tortoises, which are native to Madagascar, and we also have some Burmese mountain tortoises back there that are hanging out. These guys will also go on exhibit once it warms up a little bit more, so you'll see them up at Tortoise Territory this summer.
And a lot of trees in the back. Oh, and you can see, here comes somebody. It's like coming through the gate here. So is that specially designed for them to be able to walk through if they would like?
It is. So we tend to like to keep Al and Tex separate just because since they are both adult males, occasionally there will be a few skirmishes and Al tends to pick on Tex a little bit just because he is the bigger.
I cannot imagine. Why would you say such a thing about Al?
He's a sweetie to people, but he can pick on Tex a little bit. But we have this special gate here to make sure the juveniles can go to either side and be where they want to be, so they can go hang out in their pool, they can come visit with Tex. We like to give them options.
Yeah, you guys see that Al has his own pool in his backyard. We don't all have that at home.
No.
And so we were just going to mention that we have a lot of trees in the back of the greenhouse. And what are all those trees for? Do you know, Charlotte? I'm asking you questions. Do you know the answer to?
So a lot of these trees will just go out around the zoo during the summertime just to create a lot of vegetation, make a nice environment for our animals and our guests. But most of these are tropical trees that could not survive in East Tennessee winter. So they come in here and hang out with the tortoises during the winter to make sure they survive.
And Tex does not mind at all.
No. He enjoys a close-up.
Yeah, he is a great model. Yeah, look, and he is kind of eyeballing Al right now, like making sure
Al didn't
Al's
get any
not
more
getting
food than he
anything
did.
that he didn't get. I can see how this goes down every day. Okay, well, let's go give one more look at Al to everybody. And Charlotte, thank you for telling us all about Al. Oh, Charlotte's going to give Al some scratches for everybody.
Yeah, you can see they like to stretch up and make sure you can rub them all over. They like the scratches.
Yep. Al would sit there all day if he would just
He really
pet
would.
his head. Al, thanks for letting us come invade your greenhouse space. Everyone at home, Al is very happy to say hello to you, and Charlotte's happy to help us bring the zoo to you at home. And we hope you have a great rest of your day.
See you guys.